Yeah, giving and receiving, like giving good feedback is something that I think a lot of people do really shittily.
Hmm.
Um, because it's even if you're the one giving the feedback, like it's far more uncomfortable to be like tell someone like, hey, like you suck at this. Especially it
Hmm.
depends on your personality too. Like, um, obviously during the Elon internship, there was no holding back, which is one thing that I appreciated. But and it's tough to hear that, and it's also tough to give that. But
It's really
more
tough to give
often,
it.
yeah. But more often than not, how many times, like, what percent of the time is it something where it's just like, yeah, you're fucked. You can't change this. It's not like it's a sport and it's like, okay, you want to make it to the NBA, but you're only 5'8". Like you're kind of fucked in that regard. It's not usually like that when you're a coach. So which I think is a good thing. It's like,
Hmm.
okay, yeah, I just got told that I'm pretty shit at these three things and need to get a lot better, but it's not like something that I can't, do.
Yeah, a lot of the times, like when you get feedback like that, if you get it in the environment that like you went to seek that feedback to get better, most of the time, the person giving that to you isn't giving it to you to tell you that you suck. They're telling you that because they're like, I know you can do this better. Here's how you do it better. I just need you to do it. Right.
Yeah.
It's literally just them handing you a little bit of a map and saying, like, you got to follow this straight where you need to, but like, there's your endpoint. And this is how a lot of people can get there. There's a couple of the paths, but you know, that I think you should start moving. And that's the type of thing. In my experience, honestly, I think it's easier to get difficult feedback to receive it than it is to get good feedback. And I don't know if it's just like the Midwest or like in us, but it's like when you do something really well, a lot, it's just kind of like where we grew up. The stuff that happens, like the expectation is that you just do it and you just keep going, right?
You don't need
So
to be
we're
congratulated for doing what should have been doing in the first place.
Yeah. But it's easier to get difficult feedback because it's like, okay, I know I messed this up. How do I do it better? And most of those times, like people will ask, how do I do that better? Right. And that's it. But giving feedback, honestly, I think it's a little bit harder to give like difficult feedback just because you never know how it's going to be received. You don't want to be an asshole. You just want to say, like, hey, like, and you almost, people talk about the compliment sandwich and all that. The hardest thing to do is just to say it, right? And I think that's where a lot of people go wrong because they'll try and like cater to feelings, right? And like one thing I've learned is like over my time, like the more, I guess, like the more blunt you are with it, the better it's received because it's like, okay, I'm just gonna put this out there. We're gonna get it out of the way. You're not good
Hmm.
at this. Okay, you're not good at that. How do we get better at that? Great. You do realize that this is the only thing that is holding you back, right? It has nothing to do with everything else that you're doing really well. This is the one thing. Let's work on this, and you will be where you need to be.
Yeah.